assist. Yeah. Usually you get 2, actually. In basketball, you only get the 1, the primary. But in hockey, actually, if you make the pass before the pass that leads to the goal, you also get an assist.
That was pretty cool, though, how he hit that and then do.
Yeah. Believe it or not, they actually will shoot off of your own teammate, and it'll go in the net. Yeah. It actually, that counts as a goal by whoever it hits.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
You got to love that. Yes, we're talking hockey here.
It happens.
J. Will Zubin, presented by Progressive. It happens.
It happens.
Progressive Insurance. So Market Madness, yes. And we have now our Sweet 16 matchups. So right now our seeding that closed, the poll just closed minutes ago in our Era Goats region, 1 versus 4. Not an upset. LeBron James, 61% of the votes.
Shocking.
Alex Ovechkin, he's out, 38.9%, though. At least a show, that's good. But LeBron moves on into the quarterfinals. So today, the Era Goats region are 2 versus 3. Coach K, Larry Fitzgerald. Early in the voting, you got 24 hours, 23 and change left. But early on, Coach K pulling away.
That's light work for Coach K.
59.5%.
Light work for Coach K.
This is a test.
People
College
say
basketball
football is king.
or football.
Man, it's not that, man. It's Larry
At
Fitzgerald
TJ
versus
and
Coach
Z
K.
is where you go to vote.
What?
Because it's not fair.
What do you mean it's not fair?
What's not fair?
This is not a normal college basketball coach.
Yeah, this is
the guy, right? Since like John Wooden, like he's the guy.
Yeah. Well, you can make the case he might be the guy over John Wooden.
Well, I can't make that case because all I know is
Still,
John
when you
Wooden,
say,
they
I mean, even he's a letter. Like he's one of these guys. You say K, it's like, oh no, that's Coach K. Coach
I
K.
say Larry, I think Larry Bird.
Wow.
What? That's fair,
No,
right?
I'm
What
saying
about
Larry.
Fitz?
I can't argue with
You
that.
say what?
When somebody says Larry, like
Larry.
I'm like, oh, Larry
Yeah.
Bird.
See, I know Bird is Bird. I don't know him as Larry.
What
Larry,
about when you
what-
say
what-
Fitz,
I say
though?
Larry
Who do you
Legend.
think of?
Fitz is the
Fitz, I go Ryan Fitzpatrick. Is that bad?
Really?
Fitz Magic.
Fitz
It
Magic,
depends
what?
on who you're talking to for me.
What do you, when you talk to Larry
Yeah, like if
Fitzgerald,
you-
what do you call him?
Fitzy.
You call him Fitzy.
Yeah. Yeah, so it depends on who I'm talking
Fitzy
with.
sounds like a guy in Boston.
I'm just
Your
saying.
cousin
It's
from
know what-
Boston.
Mike and Larry? Like you never, it's just Larry Bird.
No, just Bird.
Bird
Like-
and Jordan?
Bird
Yeah,
and
Bird
Magic.
and Jordan, exactly.
Bird Magic.
Like if I said to you,
See, it's Larry.
See, if
calls
I
him
said,
Bird, though.
That's
Yeah.
Larry to me.
Yeah.
No, if I said Larry, you might say Larry who? Larry Grandma Mom.
How many
you might
Larrys
just
do
say-
you know?
No, Larry, Grandma,
Larry
Mom's
Gra-
LJ.
Yeah, it's
But
LJ.
You see what I'm saying? It's just different. LJ, right? I say
Is this like
You,
negative
you don't
Nancy,
think Larry
negative
Johnson
me?
before you think Larry Bird?
no, I don't think no.
Well, anyways,
Yeah.
again, at
Okay,
Key,
this is a random
J,
topic.
and Z to do the voting, Coach K, Larry Fitzgerald, or Fitzy. Market Madness brought to you by Indeed. Resumes are good. Resumes with Indeed skills test are better. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
This is the playoffs. There's no looking out for my best interest now. I truly understand Donovan Mitchell's frustration.
As an organization, they protect us, the players, from ourselves sometimes, and they want to make sure Donovan Mitchell is healthy going into the rest of this series.
Big story out of Salt Lake City with Utah, and their struggles in game one. They struggle, why? Without Donovan Mitchell, and he was not happy. Late scratch from Sunday's opener in their series, and he's already had issues, right, with that organization, as we know, going back a year, maybe even more, and clearly wasn't happy. He had the ankle issue. It had him out the last 16 games of the season. He declared himself ready to go, but then right before the game was not available. And
he
and
declared
was
himself
livid.
ready to go.
Yeah, he said he was ready to go. He
Yes.
felt good. He practiced, and he was expecting to play. Then he doesn't. Now, he'll play in game two, of course. Suddenly, miraculously, he's healthy enough to play in game two. But still, Tim McMahon, who our ESPN NBA writer, said Mitchell readily admits he was upset and frustrated by being held out of game one. He firmly believes he should have played, but ready to move on. Here's Mitchell in his presser with the Utah media talking about not playing but wanting to move on.
I think, for me, my team, I was definitely frustrated and upset that I wasn't able to play. I'm a competitor. I felt I was ready to go. I felt ready to go. And fortunately, that wasn't the case. That was not how it happened. I was ready to go when I spoke to you guys about 24 hours ago. And they came to a decision that that's what it was. But the biggest thing for us is moving forward. Like, we lost game one. and we got to handle. You know, excuse my language, but we got to handle going forward. So I understand it's your job as media, and you'll ask me questions, but I wanted it to be known that we're moving forward as a group, as a unit, because we got stuff to handle, and as a group and team, and go out there and work on our game plan. And
So Donovan's saying all the right things.
Yep.
So supposedly what I heard on my end is that he has his own personal trainer, and he's brought in that personal trainer to get another opinion about injuries that he has, that he works with, and him and his personal trainer felt like they were at the point where he could play. The team supposedly said that we don't feel like you're ready to play, we're still going to hold you out one game. So this is where it comes into me from ownership perspective. This is where D Wade is so critical in this relationship. D Wade obviously had an opportunity to become a part owner of the Utah Jazz, but I also think it was done because there needs to be a peer in which Donovan Mitchell can go to talk through these type of moments. When the organization decides to do something, right, Donovan is the guy. Donovan's game is very similar to the likes of D Wade in the way they played, right? So if there's somebody to mend that relationship to say, hey, look, you may not like the way everything is done here at Utah. I'm here now. I can be your voice within ownership. Let me help you navigate and do this together. Hopefully that can mend that relationship, because there is friction there for sure. It seems like there's something off there between Donovan and the Utah Jazz.
And that's been going on for a while.
It's been going on for a minute.
And you know, again, admittedly, there are teams that are watching this carefully, watching this closely.
I mean,
he
Rudy
just
Gobert,
signed a big-time extension
Yeah.
there, so it's like he's locked in, of course. But, yeah, it goes back to Rudy Gobert. And as we know, at the very beginning of the pandemic, right before the shutdown, he's making a joke about COVID, touching everybody's microphones in the locker room. I guess he was hugging teammates.
people. Then Donovan got COVID. He was out.
And clearly they had issues. They had to work it out. But it's important. I think the important part, again, game 2 with the Grizzlies, they lost game 1. The important thing is him talking about, we're moving on from this. We've got things to take care of, because the last thing Donovan Mitchell wants is for everybody to look and think, oh, he's breaking up that locker room. He's the reason why this top seed that's been the best team in the league, you know, is suddenly not playing well. They've got issues, and it's all on him. He's trying to make it, no, let's put all this aside. We've got business to get to.
But I guess I'm lost. If the organization says you're not ready to go in a critical playoff game, why do you question that, right? I mean, if
because he wants to play.
I always want to play, but I have to trust the doctors in the organization that have invested so much money in me.
Keith, this is
like, why
it's almost like, and
would you
I'm
do
not
that?
comparing the two, but it's like, you know, Kawhi didn't trust the doctors in San Antonio. And I'm not saying that the Kawhi situation in San Antonio is the same as Utah, but I think there's a lot of players in the league, for a fact, that have their own team in place. Trainers, doctors that give them their opinion, because they don't always trust the evaluation from the team.
But I'm not telling you to go. I'm telling you not to go. There's a difference. I'm telling you.
Yeah, this
not
is the
to
opposite
go.
of we're
It's
making
the
you play while
opposite.
hurt.
Yeah.
Now we're
But
trying to
literally-
be extra cautious early in the playoffs.
So to me, I'm
and you're like, I want to go.
I got my top dude.
Yeah.
I gotta save this dude, man. I can't have him out there walking around on one leg.
Yeah, but for him to
But
be
it's
mad,
it's been a day and a half.
yeah, but for right, and all
It's
of a
been a
sudden
day.
he's good.
It's like it's all right. So
I don't know. I like
there's a
for the
day and a
doctor
half.
to
From
tell
the time we saw
miracle.
them play, does a day and a half. Does that give him the rest that he
this
needs?
This is a big story, because the whole league keeps. A lot of teams are watching this because you never know with Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah,
he
it
just
sounds
has
like
never
you're trying
seen
to get him
happy
to go to
there
New York,
in
but
Salt
anyway.
Lake City. And yeah, New York is certainly one of those places. That's where he's from. Now, I asked Key a question before about Aaron Rodgers in that situation. Is that, okay, so it seems easy to make a decision between him or the GM, but once you do, it opens up a box, it opens up a door that you might not be able to close. He said he has an answer for me, so we'll discuss how much control should the Packers really give Aaron Rodgers. We'll discuss that next after Key has this from O'Reilly.